Currency, football class, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that passion won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fade out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
All right.
What's going on? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, BC.
Go for it. Yeah, that's fine. What's going on, Trojan fans? Light the Torch podcast coming to you with another live show. So, and as you can see, we have a guest on the show, but we'll go ahead and start with the introductions here. So, of course, you know the cast. We have B Jones to my right, Gunnar Atterbury, Guns Views from the Stands. Check out his YouTube channel and his podcast on all streaming platforms. And then we also have Raul. You know him, you love him. He runs the streets of Los Angeles, so watch out. Right. Don't get on his bad side, especially your Oregon Ducks fans. And then we have Curt from the Ski-U podcast, and I just got corrected on that. I was going to say Ski-U, but it's Ski-U podcast, and he's the representative for the Minnesota Gophers from the huddle. So we're appreciating you showing up today.
Yeah, hey, go and subscribe their channel. Great group of guys. So
appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Brennan, we had you on yesterday. You were great for us. So happy to
appreciate that
and talk some football.
Great.
I wonder if you want to put your channel or your YouTube channel on the chat by any chance.
Okay, yeah, it's just at Ski-U Pod, but yeah, we can do that here.
He'll do a quick plug towards the end once we've asked our grilling questions to him after this. But yeah, so how you feeling about this weekend though?
You know, not too bad. I liked our odds preseason, I think, better. Like I was saying to you guys behind the scenes, but you know, it's college football. Anything can happen. Should be a great weather. I know you guys are used to great weather out there, those of you that are out in California, but for Minnesota, this is crazy. It's going to be like 75 at kickoff here in October, which is not common. So,
what happened to the Big Ten weather, Curt?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. You know, when this game came out on the schedule, I was praying that it was an 11 a.m. kickoff time, 11 a.m. Central, just nice and early for them Trojans to come over and visit. But unfortunately, it's a night kickoff, but should be a great time.
Yeah, it's a little chilly here in Minnesota that early morning, but it'll be nice 70-something degrees. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get into these questions here. So first question is just more about you, just about your fandom for Minnesota. How long have you been a Minnesota fan?
Yeah, I was indoctrinated. I've lived here my whole life, so I grew up a Gopher fan. Minnesota's unique in the sense that it's really the only, Power 5 Division I football school in the state. So not that everyone chooses to stay loyal, but my family does. And then when I was about 8 years old, I think. Yeah, 8. I'm 29 now. So like 8 years old, my birthday present from my dad was always season tickets to the Gopher game. So from about the age of 8 to I'd say 21, I had season tickets through my dad for that. That stopped when we bought a cabin, but it's understandable. I still have enough family members that have season tickets, so I'm still at a handful of games every year. But yeah, pretty much for life.
Right on. That's really cool, actually. I wish my parents would do that for SC games.
Yeah, I was very lucky. Yeah.
That's really awesome. All right, B Jones.
So my question is going to be, give us your keys to victory, offensively and defensively, for your Gophers. What do you think they have to do to pull off a W?
Yeah, so for this game specifically, I'll start with the offense. It's been really hit and miss. Our offensive line, what was supposed to be the strength of this offense was the offensive line, and they've kind of been the weakness of this team. So the O-line's got to get a push going for this run game. We got Darius Taylor back there, who we feel is a very good back. Powerful guy, athletic guy, not usually going to hit the home run, deep runs on teams, but he does have an 80-yard touchdown run on the year. But just a really dynamic back, but we haven't been able to get enough push up front for him. So O-line's got to have their best game of the season. The offense in general has kind of had quarters, especially early on, of just being very ineffective. So I put down less wasted possessions. Doesn't always have to result in points, but when you're going against a team like USC, you want to at least be able to chew some clock up and give the defense a little bit of a rest. So, just less wasted possessions and just getting a bigger push from the offensive line. And then we also lead the Big Ten in drops, unfortunately, for our receivers, who we like the receiver core, but they do lead the Big Ten in drops right now. So just haven't had a full, clean 60 minutes, really this year. So looking forward to that. Going to need that if we're going to pull this one out. Defensively, I'd say the last 2 weeks we have struggled against the run. Michigan, they're a great team at running the football. We did better against them than we did Iowa, but Iowa ran all over us. Michigan ran for a decent amount against us as well. So we got to be able to stop the run. I know that's not USC's forte necessarily. You guys like to pass, but you guys have been pretty successful when you have ran the ball, at least. It's been an effective use for you. So taking that away, because I'm not saying it's a good matchup for us to see you guys chuck it all around the yard, but that will give our defense the best chance at winning, just because I do think our strength is getting after the passer. We've done a pretty decent job at creating pressure, and then our defensive secondary does have 8 picks on the year, so that is something that's just going to be our best bet at pulling this off.
Nice. Well, my question is, what are your impact players offensively and defensively?
Yeah, I mentioned one offensively. Again, running back Darius Taylor. His rushing stats aren't overly impressive this year. Again, if you've watched every game, you would see it's more on the offensive line's fault than his. He does lead, or he's second on the team in catches, though. So we've been using like a check down to him as basically another option to get him the ball, because we're not getting a lot of push up front at the moment. So Darius Taylor, someone to look out for sure. Daniel Jackson, our best receiver, number 9, had about 850 yards last year and 8 touchdowns, which I believe placed him second team All Big Ten. He's a great player, comes up with a lot of big catches. I don't know if you guys saw his catch against Michigan this past week. That was kind of going all over. Guy was tackling him. He still just stuck to him. He makes a lot of catches like that. So he is a good player. He's not like a big bodied guy either, and he is fast, but not like your guy Branch fast. He's not like shifty like that. He's just a very good route runner. Just kind of does everything really well. So just a well-rounded player in that sense. So those are the main two. And then, I know stats aren't amazing, but Max Brosmer has been the key to this offense when it's humming. He's been pretty accurate overall. And so, for us to pull this off, he's going to need his best game of the year probably. Right. But he's been pretty good overall for us. Defensively, most of the playmakers are up front. We got Josh Joyner, only a sack and a half on the year, but he does lead the team in pressures. He's been our best pass rusher for 3 straight years now. He's been special. Devin Eastern is inside right next to him. He's our best defensive tackle. Talk about a guy you can't afford to lose. It's probably him, just because we're not the deepest at defensive tackle, but he's a pretty strong guy in the interior of that defense for us. And then, Justin Wally is our number 1 corner. He's been out the last 2 games. We're hoping to get him back for this game. That could be a big factor in this, but we actually brought in a transfer this year who starts opposite of him, Ethan Robinson, who's like, I don't know how much sorry for my dog. I don't know how much you buy into PFF, but I think he's like top 3 as far as pass coverage grades for corners in the Power 4 this year. He's only given up a couple catches on the season. When you play Iowa and Michigan, they don't throw it a lot, so that helps a little bit. But he's been a really good player and a staple back there in the secondary.
Nice. Raul?
Well, Gunner stole my question here right before I was gonna ask here, but I was gonna say, what do you think of PJ Fleck as your guys' head coach?
Yeah, it's a question that I think a lot of fans are split on here in Minnesota. You know, I find myself in the middle. Overall, I give him a thumbs up. I liked what he did. He did bring in at the time a more modern offense. You know, in that 2019 season, we were throwing the ball all over the place with Rashad Bateman and Tyler Johnson. Both of those guys are in the NFL now. I think what happened, though, is we failed to take advantage of that recruiting-wise. There's a lot of misses in the receiver room following that, which led to the pass game to kind of fall off, which is a little bit unfortunate. And so the offense following that season went very run-heavy. Now, we're good at that, but you got to be able to do both to win, games against Penn State, Ohio State, USC even. So the balance has fallen off there. He gets very involved in the offense and goes very conservative. So he's a very conservative nature, came up under Jim Tressel. So I think he's done a good job recruiting overall for Minnesota. He's been one of our best recruiters as a head coach. I just think he's got to let the offense run at whatever it's best at to win the game and maybe not get in the way as much overall. But, we're locked in with them. A lot of fans are kind of pushing him onto the hot seat. His buyout the next 2 years is insanely high. It's like $22.5 million if we wanted to fire him this year. Wow. And then another 18.5 the year after that. So unless he leaves for another school, he's not going anywhere. And I think we just got to let it play out. A team like Minnesota is going to have its ups and downs. He does frustrate me quite often with some in-game decision-making and his use of timeouts, but we'll let it roll for right now.
No, I'll be lying to you if I say that. I hope that he frustrates you this weekend.
Yeah. I'm sure he would. There's always something that he does. So.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and then ask this question from one of the chat here. It says, "How do you foresee the trench?" Or, let me see if I see it here. How do you feel the trench play will unfold?
It's a great question. On both sides of the ball, really, I think the matchup's really interesting because, I know USC, their strength necessarily isn't stopping the run per se compared to like what the Gophers have seen the last 2 weeks with Michigan and Iowa. That being said, the Gophers haven't been able to run the ball really against anybody, even in the Nevada and Rhode Island games. So I'm not, as a Gopher fan, I'm hoping it works out. I'm not holding my breath that we're also unable to run the ball this week. I favor USC for sure there. And I like our D-line a lot. It's the best part of the defense. I just worry about the back end holding up this game. But if USC is going to sit back and take deep shots the whole game, I think that could be a little bit of an issue. Not that you can't hit some of them against us. You certainly can. But our pass rush is real, I think. They've gotten home against pretty much everybody. So both sides will be interesting to watch.
All right, well, that kind of answers my question. Just kind of anyone that USC needs to be worried about, and you kind of hit on that when it comes to the impact players. But another question here is what were your thoughts on the Big Ten realignment and when it first became official?
Yeah, I'm a traditionalist. Like college football, like I liked having the Pac-12 out there. I'll say it that way. Like. I know that was never going to last just with the money and the TV and schools getting the most what they need to really to stay competitive, really. I mean, you got to be in one of these major conferences right now with the TV money that's getting dished out. So, honestly, I was sad about it, especially, the Pac-12 and Big Ten traditionally meeting every year in the Rose Bowl. Like that was supposed to be like the big thing. And that's one of the downsides to this new playoff format and whatnot is it kind of takes away from the specialtiness of the Rose Bowl. I know rival fans are going to chirp me that Minnesota hasn't been there forever anyway, so I shouldn't care. But it is a cool tradition, the Pac-12 and Big Ten meeting in the Rose Bowl. But it is what it is. I'm happy that we're in a conference that does have one of the, if not us, the SEC, top two conferences in the country. So, and if you're going to add powerhouse schools, I mean, USC, Oregon, UCLA, Washington, great schools that. So now that it's happening, yeah, I'm happy we're in it, but I liked the traditional ways.
Yeah, I get that.
Um,
But like I said on your show, I'm happy with this since I'm in Minnesota. So
Yeah.
it's a lot easier for me to see USC play other teams now
Right.
at this point. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
all right. Well, let's go with your score prediction.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Gophers have the potential to pull off the upset if they get some interceptions and if they're able to run the ball a little bit. I think the offense does best when it uses some tempo, but again, if you go too up tempo, USC is very good at going up tempo and playing fast. So I don't want to get necessarily in a shootout with USC. That being said, the defense typically struggles at covering stuff over the middle, at least last year. This year we haven't seen a lot. I'm assuming it's the same because we still can't stop the run like last year. So I think it's close at half, but USC pulls away. I have the Trojans actually winning this one 35-17. I know that seems like a lot, is a lot, but it's just not going right for the Gophers this year at this point. So I just got to speak my mind.
Well, we appreciate that. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pop in real quick because I know the best question hasn't been asked yet. I'm not sure why, but where's the best food by the college?
All right. So this is going to make Gopher fans divided if they're tuning in because I actually didn't go to the U. I did get in. I'm not dumb. Not that you're dumb if you don't get in. I just wanted to go to a smaller school. I went to a small school, Winona State down south. Anyway, but my co-host Spencer did, so I asked him for his best recommendations near the campus. He threw out Annie's Parlor, great American food, decent prices, and just I've heard other people talk that up as well. Same with Al's Breakfast if you really want to munch on some breakfast too. But me and my friends in college, liked to drink a little bit. So you got Shirley Brewery out there too, which is about 10 minutes off the campus. That's a ginormous brewery if you look it up. And they got, I don't even want to guess the number. It's probably over 30 plus, 40 plus beers there. And then also they got games going on, plenty of TVs, and then really good pizza upstairs as well. So Shirley Brewing, Annie's Parlor, that would be my recommendations.
Noted. Thank you.
Yeah.
real quick for me though, this since I live out in Minnesota,
Yeah. Yeah, you might know better than me.
for the best Juicy Lucy for everyone who's going to try to get one, which one is it? 5-8 Grill or Matt's?
I've only had Matt's out of those two. See,
Really?
I'm closer to St. Paul, so I go to the Nook, which is in St. Paul,
The Nook is good.
and I love the Nooks. But out of those two, I got to go Matt's because it's the only one I had, and Matt's is fantastic as well.
I swore by 5-8 for the longest time, and then I did try Matt's again after a while,
Yeah.
and Matt's is better, and it's
Okay.
cheaper too.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
And
So
just
I
to
really
confirm,
enjoyed
what
Matt's.
is a Juicy Lucy for the people that don't know?
So
Is it a drink or?
No, it's a burger.
Okay.
If
Okay. Just make
you're
sure.
ever in the I think it's spread in Midwest now, but it started in Minnesota. Basically, the cheese is inside the burger, and it's like liquidy. So you can easily burn yourself, but you bite into it, it's messy, but the cheese is just delicious as it's melting into your mouth. And I recommend trying it for sure if you're a burger person.
Yeah, I think that was when I first moved out here. That was like the first thing I tried was the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah.
So because I just saw in like diners, diving in dives. But if you don't mind, we do have some chats or some questions in the chat if we can ask. All right, so from Real Talk College Football, where does Minnesota see itself going forward with the division-less Big Ten?
Yeah, we're not naive to the fact that we're going to have a chance to make it to the championship game every year. We know the schedule is going to kind of have to line up. This year we catch USC, Penn State, and Michigan. No, Michigan's not Michigan last year. So we know we're going to have to be a little bit reliant on the schedule. And then, Minnesota, it is a development program. So we find these guys like Ursary, who I should have brought up, our left tackle. He's projected to be a top left tackle picked in the draft, like top 2 rounds, I should say. He is our best offensive lineman. He's a really good player. But that's a kid from Minnesota that was 3 stars, didn't have a ton of offers that we brought in and developed. That's really what Minnesota relies on, and we've been pretty good at that. And then we've also been grabbing like maybe overlooked guys in the transfer portal. Max Brosmer, Ethan Robinson, 2 guys that are contributing right now that not a lot of schools were looking at. So, yeah, we definitely need stuff to go our way, but the NIL is getting better. It's not at USC's level. I'm not going to kid you there, but it is getting better here enough where you can at least retain the players that we do have and go after a few mid-tier guys in the portal. So, yeah, we need stuff to break our way for sure when we're going to put it all together. But I'd compare it like best case scenario, you want to build yourself up to be like how Wisconsin was in those mid-2000 era when they were going to the Rose Bowl. They went 3 straight, as much as I hate to say it. They lost all 3, so I like to watch those games when they're on Big Ten Network replays. But, just kind of got to have a timeout with a couple playmakers here and there and building a strong recruiting class and developing them. So,
all right, nice. And you kind of answered this question here, but War Room says, what is Minnesota's strength and how do they match up with SC's defense and secondary?
Yeah, believe it or not, this year Minnesota is a pass-first team. I don't think that's necessarily by PJ Fleck's wish, but the offensive line just struggling to get any push up front right now. So, like I said, I mentioned Daniel Jackson. Elijah Spencer's also kind of a bigger-bodied possession receiver outside, second in the team in yards. He's a quality receiver as well. A guy I wish we would use more is Lemeki Brockington. He is a little bit more of a speedster, like a one-cut guy going down the field. He's only got 7 catches on the year, but he's averaging about 20 yards a catch. So if there is a big chunk play, it's probably going to him. Again, I think we could try and focus getting him the ball a little bit more often. But again, you need your offensive line to be able to block longer to get the ball down the field on those deeper shots. So, I think if USC dominates this game, it's gonna be because their D-line won the battle up front and just basically shut down that quick passing game that the Gophers have kind of relied on here to move the ball.
All right, nice.
Curt, I have a question for you. Any special traditions that Minnesota Gophers do prior to the game or anything back about Minnesota?
Special traditions. No, we got the Ski-U-Mah thing. That's like just our call, and that's been around for like since the late 1800s, which is just basically like means cheering your team to victory. But I don't even think they do. They used to do when the stadium was new. They tried to get going where they'd wave the flags and be like Sky-U-Mah, try to get a whole chant going. I don't think it was catching on as good as they wanted it, but. No, every team runs out of the tunnel, with all the flags and stuff. So I don't think there's anything super unique to Minnesota as far as pregame ritual stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more from Real Talk here is what fan base is the worst to deal with for Gopher fans?
It's Iowa and Wisconsin between the two. Iowa gets annoying. For sure. I think though, like when you beat one though, it always feels best when it is Wisconsin. And I think that's probably just because we see them more in every sport. Wisconsin's also got hockey that we're playing them as well. You play them both in basketball, and then Wisconsin also has the pro sports where you're going up against each other. And not that there's not Iowa fans in the Twin City, there definitely are. But there just seems to be more Wisconsin people. Graduate from Madison, come to the Twin Cities for work type thing. So I run into more Badger fans in person, I feel like, than I do Hawkeye fans. So I'd say Wisconsin in that respect is the worst to deal with. And, it's all in good fun at the end of the day. Rivalries are rivalries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we learned the same this week, man, about Wisconsin fans. I think they've been crying since Saturday, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the own guys over there.
If you follow their social media presence at all, like not all, but like a huge chunk of them won't even be around until they think they're going to be good. And then if the Badgers are bad, then they're all just back on to like the Packer football fan. You know, I mean, Minnesota has a little bit of that too. I'll admit that, but Wisconsin especially, they think they're the best thing to ever come out of the Midwest, and once it goes south, then they kind of just switch it back to NFL. But
since you brought up the NFL, are you a Vikings fan or?
I am. Yeah, Sam Darnold, baby. It's got us rocking and rolling this year.
Darnold, Addison, and then I think we got someone else there, right? Is it Blackie?
Mekhi Blackman.
Blackman,
He got hurt.
Yeah, he's been out. But yeah, we got a couple of Trojans. Yeah. Well, it's been great to see. I was never. I don't want to say never, but like when we got Sam Darnold, I was like, let's go. Like it made me excited. Like moving on from Cousins, get into Darnold. I didn't think necessarily he's going to be this good, obviously, but I thought it was definitely a good chance for him just because he had been on just terrible teams in the past. And so, I definitely didn't predict like almost MVP type caliber. And I know we're only a month in, so I'm not going to try.
Don't jinx it.
Jinx the Vikes at this point, but yeah, it's going great.
Anyone else have any questions for Curt?
I see real talk college football. How do you guys feel about the Big Ten refs stealing a W from you? I said this on our show. Michigan just gets those calls, man. I feel like Michigan more than any other Big Ten team gets those calls at home.
We learned that like there was 0 holding calls, and there was a huge targeting or unnecessary stuff. That
I saw the one where Miller Moss got his face mask grabbed against him. I did see that play, and that was pretty blatant. So.
They concussed one of our guys on a punt return that like on a crackback block, and he stood over him right after he did it, and they called nothing.
Oh, is that the one where he got injured too?
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that play. Yeah. Listen, that play sucks. It is part of a reason we lost, kind of, but we made so many mistakes that game. I was so mad with how we coached that first half. I'm not going to let the coaches off the hook. We gave up a blocked punt that resulted in an easy touchdown. We fumbled inside our 20, which resulted in an easy touchdown, and we threw a pick. I have gripes with the refs on a couple of those plays as well. Daniel Jackson, our receiver, was fighting for forever. I don't know how forward progress wasn't stopped. They're holding him with 4 guys ripping at the ball. It is what it is. Real Talk's got me back on ranting about that game, but it sucked. But at the same time, Gophers made a lot of mistakes. Probably didn't deserve it in the end, but would have been nice.
Yeah,
would have been nice.
Anyone else?
You have any questions for us, Curt?
Yep. I mean, Brendan answered a lot of ours yesterday, but I would love to hear just your guys' score predictions or just your general thoughts about the matchup.
I'll pop in real quick. I mean, I'm honestly same boat as you, 35-20, 35-17-ish. I can even see like 35-23, So I think it's definitely going to be in that area.
Yeah, I mean, it very well. You guys match up very well against us. Like our weaknesses is your strengths, and vice versa. I feel like. So I mean, like I said, the game has to be played on the field, but I was thinking more the same too. 35-13 around that area.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So one of our friends in this chat here.
A quick background story. Blackie Chan says he can run a 4.640.
It was a slip of the tongue, by the way.
What do you think? Do you believe him?
So a running joke was I was supposed to run a 40-yard dash at the LSU game, and it didn't happen. But I blame our subscribers because they did not get us to 1,000 subscribers before the LSU game. So it's all on you guys for that.
Yeah,
that's why you guys can't see that.
We're gonna be doing a members-only video though, so just
there you go. These are good ideas that I'm gonna have to take to the channel and get it to boost our numbers as well. So,
but apparently he wants me to challenge you to a 40-yard
dash. Oh boy. I got weights in my basement, but I typically avoid cardio. I really shouldn't. I don't think I've ran a 40 since high school football. I wasn't that fast. I was Let's see, what did I run? It was in the fours, but it wasn't good. The 4.85, I think, was my fastest ever, and that's 10 years ago now. So
Yeah.
I don't like my odds.
It's been 15 years for me since I played football, so it could be. I was training for it, and for some reason we just never did it when we were all out in Vegas together. So
For some reason.
yeah, for some reason I don't understand, like, but yeah. So
Kenneth thinks I'm lying. I'm not lying. That was 10 years ago. I don't know why you're lying. If I was
He
gonna
thinks
lie, I
everyone
would
is.
say like
Okay.
a 4.6 or something. That was like impressive for a high school. 4.85 was very. I mean, we had a kid that went to like UNI, Northern Iowa, for football as a D tackle, and he ran like a step slower than me. So yeah, if I was gonna lie, I'd say like 4.6, 4.5.
when I said all this, it was a slip of the tongue, and they just never let me live it down. So
Yeah.
one day it will happen. We'll see. But yeah,
We look forward to it.
of course you do. But all right. Anyone else got any questions? We don't want to keep Curt here for too long. So
Yeah, appreciate it, Curt. And you going to the game?
I won't be at this one, no. But part of that is because we've dedicated to doing our channel to doing live reactions immediately following the game. So I won't be at this one. I was at 2 this year, but
okay, I'll be at this one.
Yeah.
My wife surprised me with some tickets for this game, so
that's awesome.
I'm excited for that. So
Yeah, man, enjoy it. I think it'll be a good game. I think Gophers have the ability to keep it close. Will they? I hope so. I'm sure you guys are hoping for an easy win, but yeah.
all right, man. Well, we really appreciate you coming on. Go ahead and plug your podcast and wherever anyone can find you at.
Yeah, so we're Ski-U Pod on YouTube, and then Ski-U Pod basically anywhere you listen to a podcast. Spotify and Apple are the main 2 people listen on, so feel free to check us out. And then social media, we're trying to stretch up, but mainly we're on Twitter right now, or X, I should say, and that's at Ski-U Pod 1. That's typically me running the account, and so if anything sounds ridiculous or I tweet out of emotions, you can get mad at me. You don't have to get mad at my co-hosts. They're nice people. So,
Well, yeah, definitely go ahead and give them a follow. Like I enjoyed being on their show. They're great guys. So really appreciate you showing up today, man.
yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Curt.
Have a good one, man.
All right, see ya.
All right.
All right, Ken. We'll
All right,
get
we
to your
got a
second
we
part.
got a new member, and then we got a super chat. Come on, we gotta get to the 3 questions.
Okay, so Paul Jones, appreciate you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. There is a members only video that's up right now, so go ahead and definitely take a look at that and let us know in the comments what you think about that. B Jones did a great job on that video, and it's a B Jones video, so definitely go ahead and watch that because it's B Jones and he's better at making videos than I am. So
I don't know about all that, but since you brought it up, Ken Wynn had a second part to that question.
yeah.
I mean, he paid for it. I think it should be asked.
Yeah. Okay, so
The second one?
So the second part, what impact would Bear have on this game if this staff didn't working fully boot
Wrongfully,
him?
I think he meant to say wrongfully.
No. He said working fully. Okay, that's one for you there, Ken. And then,
Wow.
What's going on here, man?
And then
What's going on, Ken?
I think he's supposed to say. I think he's meant to say wrongfully. I think.
no. He said working fully. He said working fully, and I will not let him live that down.
Yeah, just a troll question right there.
So I don't know what working fully means, so I think I should not be able to answer that question because that has no meaning for that. But okay, whatever. What impact would Bear have on this game if the staff didn't do whatever? Bear would he can work. He can be an impactful player, and I just hope that he can show that he can be an impactful player on his next team. Best of luck for you, Bear. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And for part 3, Raul, go ahead and read that part, Raul.
All right, says Raul, Raiders suck. Well, guess what, Ken?
No, read the rest of it.
Adams is smart to leave. Hey, it's smart for us to trade Adams too. We don't have a quarterback, so by all means, you can have him if you want, and just give us a second round pick. And your Chargers are just as bad, Ken. Just because you guys won one game at home doesn't make you guys any good. I swear you guys, you're like Clipper fans. You guys think you guys own LA. You guys don't own anything. When you guys play, you should go see the stadium. It's all full of Raider fans.
How many
Or
people are you
full of
gonna
away
attack
fans.
in our group right now?
Every
You're
team
attacking,
that Robo hates is
you're attacking B Jones for no reason at this point.
Yeah.
D. Jones is not a Clipper fan anymore. Get it right.
I feel attacked still.
Adams is gonna look good in black and yellow. That's all I gotta say, guys.
Hey,
That's
second
all I
round
have to say.
pick, Gunner. That's all I'm gonna say. Second round pick.
Nah.
It's all yours.
No, Kansas City should give up a first round and a second round just to get Devontae.
You know he's
Hey,
not
what-
getting traded in the division.
He's not going
so,
to. I know
yeah,
that.
you're-
for a fact. They're not going to
Yeah.
keep him in the division.
I'm sorry,
City wants
Black
to give us
Chan.
the first and the second.
I
We'll trade
lost
him.
a little respect for you after you cheering for the Chiefs over here, dude. I'm sorry, but whoever cheers for the Chiefs, dude, just down.
He's the GOAT.
Hey, I mean, Blackie Chan's a Swifty, man. So
Sure. Oh, and Tina Greer. If you're on the Android, you can be able to see that next to the subscribe button for it, and if you're on the computer, it actually shows it right next to the subscribed option. So you'll see it
What
to
if
the
it's
right.
an iPhone? What if she has an iPhone?
iPhones, you're kind of out of luck. You might have to make it to a computer
Yeah,
at that point.
Can she
So-
go into like what's it called, desktop mode?
Yeah,
On
you
the
can go into
iPhone?
desktop mode for that. I mean, I could show it on a computer real quick, but you're on an iPhone. Yeah.
I think, Tina, you have to go to youtube.com and then go to the desktop
Channel.
version. Yeah, iPhone
Yep.
unfortunately doesn't show the join membership on YouTube for some reason.
Yeah. All right. We're 30 minutes in now. We got to get to our keys of the our
First
predictions at this point here.
Yeah, let's do
So,
it.
all right.
all right, guys. Let me move that comment out of the way here. First quarter, guys. Offensive keys to victory.
Not jump in. Are we killing the music or no?
Yeah, I'll kill it
Okay,
music,
cool,
music right now.
Yeah, start.
All right. B Jones, you go first.
All right, offensive keys. I'm going to say the wide receivers has to catch the ball. No, just kidding. Offensive line, man. This game, actually, I would say the rest of this season all depends on where our offensive line takes us, man. We are only going to be as good as our offensive line. So we can keep Miller clean. I expect, every time I say this, we don't run the ball enough. But I expect us to have a lot of carries. They have not been the best stopping the run this year. And I think we should exploit that, especially that we have two really good backs. I would also like to see Lincoln spread it out a little bit and get Woody into the slot, man. And even if we're just going to use him as a decoy in the slot in that Quentin run, So, yeah, man, I expect us to put a full 4 quarters together this game. So if we can finally do that, I think we'll be all right, man. We could probably see it open up pretty early.
And go ahead and do we want to do MVPs for this quarter?
Sure, why not?
Go ahead and go and give us an MVP then.
MVP, I'm going to say Woody Marks.
Okay. All right. Guns.
Yeah, pretty much the first key is try to be more balanced, kind of like what B. Jones was saying earlier. Get the run game going. They're going to be – I mean, we have two great backs, right? I mean, both of them were averaging like 5 yards a carry. I know Quinn Joyner is averaging like 7 yards a carry, which is insane. So get them more involved. Even in the passing game, I think that would be great. O-line has to be on their P's and Q's this game. Minnesota loves the blitz. They are 15th in the nation in sack rate, which is about 8.89%. So they're going to be pressuring. Now, the good thing, right, Miller has been great against the blitz, but we know we just don't want him to keep getting crushed and, pushed down. So definitely need to be aware of who's going to be coming, who's not going to be going. And then pretty much they're a zone-heavy defense. So I think when we do pass, to B. Jones's point earlier as well, I think we're going to spread it around. He's going to just slice and dice that defense from a zone perspective. And, yeah, those are my keys.
MVP.
Gotta join B. Jones. I'm just gonna say running back room because I do think when joining we are gonna see more Joyner. But yeah, the running backs are gonna be the MVPs.
All right, Raul.
Score more points. Don't punt the ball.
Hey, our punter's really good, so
he is, but I still don't want to use him. He can sit on the bench for all I care.
Rude.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to use him unless we really need to. But no, I'm just jokes aside. Offensive line needs to step up. You know, they got to show improvement week by week. So I want them to, I want them to, show improvement from last week. So I want the O-line to do a lot better, keep Miller Moss clean, allow very little amount of pressures. I want to see a Miller Moss campaign for Heisman. I know he's in the running, but no, I want to see a 3 to 4 passing touchdown for Miller Moss. So hopefully, we air it out and our wide receivers have a lot of success. I don't want to just see Jacoby Lane making plays. I want to see all our wide receivers making plays out there. So hopefully the O-line steps up and then obviously mix it in with the run. And then MVP, I'm going to have to go Miller Moss. I'm going to predict he throws 4 passing touchdowns this game.
You predict how many touchdowns?
4.
4? Nice. Hopefully Zachariah gets his first touchdown of the year with that. But for me, my keys of the game, of course, keep Miller Moss clean. And as long as the offensive line can hold up their end of the bargain, then our wide receivers will definitely eat. So as long as that happens, as long as they can keep them upright, then our wide receivers will be fine. I trust Miller Moss is going to get them the ball. And it just sucks that we sound like a broken record at this point, that we're just talking about the offensive line. That it really does start up there though. That's pretty much, I feel like, the big reasons why we've been kind of starting off slow. The first half is that our offensive line is not giving us the time to be able to start fast. And when they make those adjustments in the second quarter or in the second half with the line, maybe getting some more double teams with the tight ends or whatever, that's when we start seeing some success. But I think Lincoln Riley's going to have to account for that right away. He's going to need to start having a 12-person front at this point, Carson Tabarachi's back, so we'll see what his blocking is like since we don't have Lake McCree. So having Carson Tabarachi and then Kate Eldridge both blocking and setting up the pass coverage for them, because Shotgun put out a video of just the amazing pass to Deuce Robinson, but then there was 3 people untouched. Like, sure, they had 6 people blitzing, but at least one should be getting through, not 3 people getting through untouched. So that definitely needs to be cleaned up. And if we struggle here with our offensive line, Josh Henson is really going to be on the hot seat in this one. Like Wisconsin, they're a good defense. Minnesota, they have a good defense, or at least when it comes to the pass rush. But like the teams that we should be holding to, like that our offensive line should be dominating, we haven't been doing that really too much, except for Utah State. So I really hope that that gets cleaned up. And for my MVP, I'm going to go with Jacoby. I'm going to go with Jacoby. He's going to have another good game, and he's going to really solidify his stardom within this offense. All right. So any other questions or anything that you guys want to add on to the offensive keys to victory, or before we move on?
Nope. I think you got it.
All right. Second quarter, defensive keys to victory. We'll go in counterclockwise now. We'll go with Raul.
defensive keys, I would say just for our D line to step up and apply pressure on the QB throughout the game. I want them to, from the very first snap, to make it difficult on the quarterback and stop the run. We got to force that quarterback to pass the ball. And I think if we do that, our secondary is going to get a few turnovers. I kind of agree with Real Talk. I think at the very least we'll see one interception this game.
And your MVP?
Defensive MVP, I'll go Ramsey on this one.
All right.
Not mad at that.
Guns?
Yeah, so first key is stopping the run. I know they're not great, like Curt said. They're averaging about 3.4 yards per rush, but again, still need to stop the run, get them in third and longs, and because we've been great on third down, so get them into that type of situation. Like Raul said, we do need to find pressure somehow. We are 89th in sack rate percentage. That is below the average, if you guys were wondering, 4.63%. Now, when the quarterback has been pressured, his completion percentage is 37.9%. So that's the key for our defense right there. If we could find pressure, especially on that right side of the O-line, in my opinion, I think that was probably their weakest side, similar to our O-line. We can find success. And then similar to third and longs, force some field goals. Their field goal kicker is not consistent. He is 6 for 11 right now. He's not, doesn't seem like he's a confident guy right now kicking the ball. So let's put some pressure on him to see if he can miss some. And just play our style of defense. MVP, I'm gonna go Easton. I'm gonna go Easton. I know that the linebackers are going to be on the tight ends and the running backs, most of them. So I do anticipate them to really shut that down. So,
all right, B Jones.
Like everyone said, we definitely have to put our focus into stopping the run. I think they smell blood watching that Michigan game. I think all the Big Ten teams got excited. But one thing they need to realize is that take away those three big plays, we held in a 3.2 average, right? So I'm not really too concerned about our ability to stop the run, man. I think we will stop the run and make them a little more one-dimensional. They're going to have to air it out, and I like our odds, with the secondary being one of our strengths. So, yeah, I expect us to get shut down the run. I think we have a pretty good chance. I'm pretty confident that we will. MVP, I'm going to go – give me somebody on the D-line. Let's go – I'm going to go with Aunt Lucas, man.
Oh, okay. Right on. Okay.
if he's on that right side, he's going to have a field day, in my opinion. So,
Or Tom.
whoever's on that right side. Shelby, if it's Jamal, Muhammad. I mean, yeah.
All of them.
All right. For me, defensive keys of the game, it definitely is going to be in the middle. Like Kobe Pepe, Jade is probably going to be seeing some playing time in this game, especially being a homecoming game for him. I'm sure that he's excited to be able to get some. He may know some of these players that he's going to be going against, so this should be fun for him. And so we definitely just need to have a stalemate on that defensive line when it comes to the run, and we're definitely going to need to, of course, make them one-dimensional. They do have like Curt was saying, that they do have a really good left tackle, so we're going to have to expose the right side of the ball for them. So Anthony Lucas, Braylon Shelby, Jamil Muhammad, whoever's going to be in there, definitely should be able to expose the right side of that line. And I just really hope that we open up with a 5-man front to begin with, and not just go with a typical 4-3. I hope we start off with 5, because that's where we've seen most of our success this whole year, is a 5-man front. So I'm hoping that we don't have to make that adjustment in the second half, that he just starts off with that, because whenever we just start, we disguise a blitz and then we just have our linebackers drop back, it definitely throws them off. And I feel like coming out in that first formation, I don't think they will know what to do because we've always come out in 4-4-3 front. So start off with a 5-man front, I think will definitely be beneficial for us, especially with disguising. So MVP, like I don't think the stats are going to show for this, but I'm going to go with Kobe. Kobe Pepe, he's definitely going to have some more time because their offensive line is big. So we're going to need to match our bigs with their bigs. And so Kobe Pepe, this is going to be a game for you to match up with them to keep our linebackers clean, keep Easton and Mason Cobb clean. And talking about linebackers here, Tina did put in the chat here, if EG is out, who picks up those minutes? And so what do you guys think? It all depends on what style of defense we go with, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say Beavers. He's been practicing at the Sam, which pretty much that's where Eric Gentry plays, the Sam. So I'm going to say Anthony Beavers.
I think I'm going to agree with that. I would say Beavers or maybe Desmond Stevens gets out there too, and we might see him a little bit this game.
How many has he gotten in any games?
Stevens?
Desmond, you're talking about?
Yeah.
I believe Utah State.
Utah State.
I believe just Utah.
That's the only game I can think that he probably would get in.
Yeah.
Maybe the end of the Wisconsin game for the last few snaps, but
right.
Yeah.
And is Ray John completely done playing this year, or does he still have a game left?
He doesn't have a game yet left.
Yeah, he'll be redshirted. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like they're gonna take it week by week. But yeah, he's gonna be redshirted unless maybe something unforeseen happens, right? And maybe he's like, they need him, I guess. But yeah, he's redshirted.
Yeah,
but he's played on all 4 games already.
Yes, he played. He played in the.
He's been playing special teams every game, so.
Oh yeah, special teams does count, which I think special teams shouldn't count. Really.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah, not to get off topic, but just real quick, what are your thoughts on Lincoln's kind of recommendation, I guess you could say, or his thoughts on like basically remove the 4 games? Years. Yeah, 5 years, right? And then if you have, I think it was like 2 major injuries or something like that, then you get another year or something like that. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's easier for the coaches, easier for the players. You don't got to like, all right, how many games did I play? Oh, I played 4. Oh crap. Well, now I gotta go tell coach, right? Like,
see, I like it and it makes sense, but this is the NCAA we're talking about. They don't do things that make sense.
That's facts. That's true.
Like they've made college football a wild west in all actuality. So
you guys think Beavers takes over EG?
It depends on the type of defense that we have. I think if we have a 2 linebacker set, I still think that we go with Cobb and Easton. But if we are in the 4-3 set, then I do see that Beavers gets in there. And I don't know what his rushing ability is like when it comes to off the edge, because like EG was great at that.
Well, no, that's B. Jones' guy, Beavers. Tell us more about Beavers, B. Jones.
Yeah.
He can do it all, man. I'll tell you that. He can do it. I have no doubt that he can rush the passing.
Yeah. I just like I hope he is. We haven't seen it.
I mean, he's got good speed.
Played a couple snaps at LSU. I remember him coming in. And he actually
was
did
that at nickel or
no, he actually rushed the passer. I remember on one of the plays, but we'll see.
All right.
Halftime.
Halftime. Do we have any recruiting updates, injury updates, Guns?
So we'll do injury first and then recruiting. You just ask me questions if you guys have any. But injury, I know Achille Arnold, he's been practicing. I know Lincoln said he's questionable, but he did play in full pads today or practice in full pads. So I think that's a great sign in my opinion. I do anticipate him to play. I think we all agree that EJ's out most likely. He is questionable though, but I'd say he's trending that way.
What about
Um,
Eric Gentry? Like, did we ever get a diagnosis with what was
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not sure if any of us here know
undisclosed?
anything, but I know our insiders from a media standpoint have not told us. Carson's been back, Makai's been back, so Killian O'Connor's back. So I mean, overall, it was a pretty great week in terms of injuries and people coming back. So
Jalen, that linebacker, I can't remember.
Walker.
Walker,
Jalen
yep.
Walker, yeah, or Jaden Walker.
Yep.
What about Amos Talele? Is he good? Is he practicing?
Yeah. I don't think it was an injury, like a serious injury. I think what's happening is they're just rotating the two guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
Any recruiting updates?
yeah.
Yeah. What's your questions? I mean, there's really.
I mean, I heard about Carter Smith supposedly
Visiting CU.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Any-
Scott says SC still feels that he's locked in. I mean, he'll be going to the game next week to Colorado, Kansas State.
I really hope Kansas State smokes the hell out of them.
They probably will. I mean,
Yeah, I think
Colorado's
it's going to be a close game, to be honest.
yeah, but Colorado's not a good team. So
Everyone says they are now. Like, which they have stars. They have stars at wide receiver, and they have, of course, Travis Hunter, which I do think should be in New York by the end of the season. It's just, are they a full team? That's the question. Because right now they're just stars and that are making great plays. Are they a full team, and can they keep it up for a full season? That's to be
all I'm
told.
gonna say is
My
the
question
quarterback-
is like,
the quarterback doesn't even know if he's a quarterback or if he's trying to be a rapper. What is he trying to be? Just focus
I guess
on
my thing is though, like I know we like to hate on Colorado, but to me, when you're a 14-point underdog and you smack that team at their place, I mean, you got to give some credit, in my opinion.
Was UCF really that good to begin with?
Then why were they 14-point favorites, right? Like,
Because everyone's still like on that train that CU is not good in a sense or whatever. So they like I don't know, but
they're not a good team. I mean, just
what?
They're not.
I know.
not
I
a good
really
team.
I would just say I and you guys might hate this, but I think we need to give some credit to Colorado.
Yeah, I agree with you, Guns. I'm right here with you, man.
Thank you, B. Jones.
See,
here's the thing, man, with Colorado. If they're not just overwhelmingly overmatched in the trenches, they have a good shot.
yeah, and the Big 10 is, or Big 12 is not like that. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
and so when they did go against a trench team like Nebraska, then they found out the hard way. But Kansas State, they have a good defense. So we'll see how that is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, so anything else, guys?
Yeah, what other questions you got?
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you guys saw this out there, but On3 put out a post from the current 5-star QBs. For those that were in the Husan Longstreet train over Juju, I mean, Juju's been putting up way better numbers than Husan, that's for sure.
My thing, Longstreet hurt a little bit, B. Jones? It was pretty. Wasn't Longstreet hurt for the first two games? It is pretty fascinating in that post though that they wanted to make sure that the Zollers kid, the Mizzou kid, that they pointed out that he was hurt, but then they didn't want to point out Longstreet. I just thought that part was pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
But,
And apparently they didn't include Juju's 2 rushing touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the more that I've seen him play this year, though, I'm feeling pretty confident about Juju. But Hassan Longstreet's still a great quarterback. So whoever we get out of them, if we get,
I mean, well, the only school you got to worry about now, BC, is only Indiana. Auburn finally got their quarterback. So.
Oh yeah. But what about CU though? Like I thought we had to worry about them because this whole hashtag we want.
I still have nothing to worry about that. But yeah, you never have a
great burger for him, I guess.
But no, like either one. Like I think Juju, he's definitely like shown me a little bit more this year as well than what I've seen from last year. So he's definitely. I'm pretty confident that Lincoln Riley has done a good analysis of him that he does feel like he can run this offense. So, and he has that mobility. So he has like a quiet mobility about him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But all right,
third quarter.
yeah, let's move
Hold
on.
Hold on,
Yeah.
quick announcement. So just a reminder, people in the chat, our viewers, everybody watching, I did drop the video that I did promise. Right?
20-minute video.
Yeah, so make sure you go check it out. You do have to be a member. It's a members only video, so it's worth membership. Trust me. So a lot of good stuff in there regarding the Bear Alexander situation, man.
He who shall not be named. That's what we'll
I'm
say.
sorry. He should not be named. I'm not allowed to say his name on the show anymore, apparently. So if you want to hear about after this, we're done talking about it. So you want to hear my
Unless
thoughts?
Ken wants to donate $20 more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Based on the conversations I had with Tony Jones, it's all there, man. Get your membership. It's all there. And it's not too late to get on the Centaurs roster. Yeah, we're not
Tough loss yesterday, boys. Tough loss, man.
That is, yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to overcome 3 turnovers, man. But QB was rolling, but he made some
A little too cocky. Yeah.
But we took an L to Bama, man. So we need you guys on the team, man. So get your membership.
Yeah, we need more players, man. Our O-line's getting hurt. So if any of you guys want to be an O-line, a right tackle, please join. We need it.
That's true.
Well, Paul Jones can be one of those now.
Absolutely. Right. Hey, Paul, make sure you DM me, man.
All right, so now we can go to the third quarter final thoughts and predictions. So let's go with Guns.
Yeah, so my final thoughts is just create pressure. I think that is going to be the big key when looking at some of the stats. I mean, 37.9% completion percentage, that is not good. So we can really get the QB pressured, stop the run. I think we have a great chance in this game, obviously, to be a blowout. Final score, I'm going to say, which is pretty surprising that the spread is 8. It started at 9.5. It's gone down. If that goes to like 7.5, I think everyone should just jump on it, in my opinion.
Roll.
Yeah, give me like a 35-20 game. I like 35-20.
I took an L on the Michigan game, so I'm about to jump on this quick. Could drop to 7. Definitely putting some money on that.
Mm-hmm.
What was it again, Gunner?
Say again?
Your prediction?
Yeah, 35-20.
35-20.
Yep.
All right. B. Jones.
What did I say earlier? I'm going to say
35-13 or something.
Yeah, 35-13, man. I feel pretty comfortable with that one. I think defense has a lot to prove, man. I think we want to put an end to everyone thinking that they're just going to run the ball on us, man. So, yeah, I'm going to say 35-13.
All right. And any final thoughts? Oh, so yeah, you already gave us your final thoughts. Raul.
Say final thoughts for this game. Miller Moss officially starts his Heisman campaign. Throws 4 touchdowns. I'm gonna go prediction of I'm gonna go 41 to 18 or 17. Sorry, 41-17.
How do you get 18? That's good. Oh, dang, Brant is like a blowout, 47-18. All right. Well, if you think that, then Brant, go ahead and put a bet on that for in Vegas. So, but final thoughts from me. I do think that this is going to be a game that I know we had a kind of like a complete game against Utah State, but we did have some drops in there that kind of left a little bad taste in there. I think hopefully this is going to be the first full game that we play a full 4 quarters. And I mean, they might score, they might hang in there for like the first 2 quarters or so playing with us. But I do think that we do run away with it in the second half, of course. And on the show, I did say on this Ski-U podcast, I said 35 17. So I think I'll stick with that for right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do score a little bit more. But I do hope that this is going to be like a full game that we can actually say that the offensive line was good at this point. So that's our predictions here. So Frankie says 42-17. We saw Brands saying 47-18. Anthony James says 28-17. Put your guys' vote, your predictions in the chat here. So who else do we have? So he says 28-10. Oh, so you switched it up now, actually.
No, he said 28-10, and we give it for garbage time TD.
Okay, I see. Okay, so it's not close until and they just score the extra at that point. Okay, and then Brenton says play all 4 quarters to avoid a trap game. Yeah, definitely agree. This definitely smells like a trap game, especially with Penn State coming to the Coliseum next week. So we really have to be awake for a 4-quarter game, so we're not freaking out and B Jones is raging at halftime.
We can't afford to have that, B Jones.
Yeah.
Plus, he'll be at the Coliseum that game.
Yeah, and I have not gone to a game that USC has lost, so this better not be the first one, because this, God, I'd be if somehow we lost to Minnesota.
All right, stop, man.
I'm just saying.
Stop with this negativity. I don't want to hear this, man.
I'm just saying though, I probably wouldn't show up for the podcast the next day. You might have to do a wellness check on me. But now let's just. Do we have anything else that we want to add to this? Because this is getting a little bit long for us right now.
Yeah, we got the games. I have them up right here. We can go through them. Let's go through them quick. So, first game Friday. We're only going to be doing top 25 games. Okay. All right, guys. Just want to point that out. Michigan State at Oregon. It's on Fox, 6 p.m. local time. The spread's 23.5. I'll go first. I do think Oregon dominates this game, unfortunately, Raul. And yeah.
I'll go next.
Don't even ask for
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh, God. You're the worst Lee Corso out there.
Oh, man.
That was great.
Hey, somebody's got to step up for him.
Lee Corso wouldn't even do that for this game.
No, I know. Unfortunately, I mean, if I'm betting, I put money on Oregon. But since I'm not betting on that game, I'm going to root for Michigan State to beat Oregon and upset them. So I'm speaking into existence. Come on, Michigan State. Plus, they got the Oregon State coach, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They don't have that coach, man.
Lee Corazon.
Lee Corazon.
BC, what are your thoughts on the game?
I would love an upset, but of course it's gonna be Oregon, and it's in Oregon, so I don't think there's any chance in hell. But
Never know.
hell could freeze over for this game.
What time are they playing? Is that an after dark game?
It's
technically, yeah.
8 p.m. for me.
Yep.
So
Crazy.
6 o'clock for you guys.
Big Ten after dark.
But I don't think they have a chance. So, I'll just nothing that I've seen from Michigan State. It gives me reason that they even have any type of thing to win it.
So another game we got here is Syracuse at 25 ranked UNLV.
Without their
the
starting
spread
quarterback.
is 6.5. I'm going to support my beloved UNLV Rebels, and they get a huge game, huge W against a Power 5 team.
Yep, I have to agree with you, Gunner. Rub it on Sluka's face or whatever his name is. Quarterback. Sorry, Sluka.
Matt Suka.
I'm drawing a blank too.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with you guys, man. I'm rolling right here with you, man. We'll be pulling for UNLV that game. I think they can pull it off.
I mean, they might be better without Sluka. With what's his name? Malik Williams. Haj Malik Williams. Like, they might be better without him. So we'll see. But yeah, I of course UNLV. I like the Cinderella story going on with them after their quarterback abandons them or whatever you want to call it, however you see it. And then they're still in the top 25, 4-0 at this point. UNLV over Syracuse. But Syracuse is 3-1 right now, so
Yeah.
they're not like the worst team out in the ACC, but
Right.
the ACC sucks. So they lost to Stanford. So
Yeah, that was a tough loss for them. Yeah. All right, next one. Our little brothers,
Right.
UCLA at Penn State, 9 a.m. kickoff. This is brutal for UCLA after playing a night game.
More, do we cover the spread? Let's go with that. 'cause we
Yeah,
already know.
27.5. Do they cover or not?
I think they cover the spread. I think they do.
Okay.
I think
I don't think they do.
I think Penn State's going to be sleeping on them because they have us right after that.
It's true. Okay. Raul, do you think they cover?
I don't know. I would say if Ethan Gabbers or whatever his name is,
Ethan
is
Garbers.
Ethan Garbage.
yeah, whatever his name is, they may cover, but I heard he was in a boot, so he probably won't play. And the only reason I would say that is because Penn State is overlooking them too, looking ahead of our game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm rolling with Anthony James on this one, man.
This is kind of funny though. Apparently, Jaden Mayama, Sluka, and now Williams, UNLV QBU. Hey,
very much.
Could you imagine what they'd be like if they had Jaden Mayama still? That'd be interesting.
Right, definitely. All right. Next game is two top 25 teams. 9th ranked Mizzou going to Texas A&M. 25th ranked, 9 a.m. on ABC. Spread is 2.5. Very close game. I'm gonna go Texas A&M. I haven't been impressed with Mizzou. I know they got that wide receiver, but to me, and you go to double overtime against Vandy that at home, that's just not a good look in my opinion. So yeah, give me A&M.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Gunnar. I'm gonna go with A&M for them to cover the spread as well, the 2.5.
Yeah, no Lee Corso moments for me, man. I agree with you guys. I don't see anything crazy happening in that game. Although I think they're gonna cover. So yeah, I'm rolling with you guys, man.
Marcel Reed, their quarterback, they've had they've been revitalized with him. He hasn't turned the ball over like Connor Weigman, however you say his last name. So I give it to Texas A&M, and I think they cover the spread. I think they could actually win by maybe 10 points, 2 touchdowns. So yeah, give me Texas A&M.
All right, next game, guys. ACC matchup: SMU at 22nd ranked Louisville. Spread is 7. I'm gonna go with SMU. I know it was FSU last week, but give me SMU. They made a QB change, and it seems like that is working.
I'm gonna go Louisville, but they don't cover the spread.
I'm down on Louisville after their disappointing loss to Notre Dame. So give me SMU.
Yeah. Same. B. Jones?
You're on mute.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yes, what?
The
Just
answer is
yet?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, perfect. Next one. Iowa at Ohio State, excuse me. Wow. 3rd ranked team. 20.5 is the spread. Some people are calling this the trap game for Ohio State since they play Oregon next week. But I just think their defense is just too stout, and I think they win.
I have Iowa covering the spread, but
You think they
winning.
cover the spread? Okay.
Yeah.
You think they can keep up with Ohio State?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith is a beast.
I get it, but they're not. They're probably going to look ahead as well. Like, that's my whole reason, and just kind of looking ahead to that Oregon game next week.
Dang, Raul's going to be the biggest Ohio State fan next week.
You know it.
I don't think they cover, and I think Ohio State has too much firepower. They're at home, so I think Ohio State covers the spread, and it's kind of hard to guard them at this point. They have a two-headed monster in the backfield. They have good to great wide receivers out there, with Jeremiah Smith being one of the best young wide receivers in the nation right now. Like the whole thing between him and Ryan Williams. I think Ryan Williams is slightly better, but give me Ohio State covering the spread. B. Jones?
I'm
Yes.
have to agree with that, man. No, I'm have to agree with that, man. I would just don't have the dogs, man. As good as they look on defense, offense, they look better, but I don't think they have enough, man, to get the job done.
Yeah. They got lucky with that first game where they scored 40 points.
Right.
Next
All
game.
right, perfect. Next game, Auburn at Georgia. Spread is 24. Auburn's down bad. I've heard that they have a QB-friendly offense, but it just seems like that QB keeps turning the ball over, whoever it is. Give me Georgia.
Give me Georgia, and they cover.
So,
Yeah, Georgia's going to hurt Auburn. They want revenge.
Absolutely. All right, 12th ranked Ole Miss at South Carolina after losing to Kentucky. The spread is 9. Ole Miss. Oof. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss covering as well. Bounce back game.
I think that'll be a very close one, man, but I think I'm going to roll Ole Miss as well, man.
I don't think they cover. I think South Carolina will make this a little bit uncomfortable for them, but I still think Ole Miss wins. But I think South Carolina makes it closer than they expect.
Perfect. All right. 23, third ranked Indiana at Northwestern. The spread is 14. Give me Indiana.
I'll go Indiana as well, but I have Northwestern covering.
Good. I'm going to go
I don't know.
Indiana,
I don't
but
know. Sure.
yeah, I'm going to go Indiana as well, man, but I think I think they cover.
I hope they lose, so this whole Juju Lewis talk gets blown out at this point, because isn't he going to be at this game?
I don't believe so. It's an away game. And
is it?
the only
Okay.
person who's really talking about is Tom Loy. I mean, the dude lives in Indiana, so
I just want him
think
to shut
just
up.
has a thing with Indiana State, so.
I just want him to shut up. So, but yeah, I know they're not going to lose because Indiana's going to win this, but I hope they make it close.
Perfect. All right. Alabama at Vandy. Bama rolls.
Hey, they took Ole Miss to 2 overtimes. Or no,
Bama.
3. Bama.
Bama.
Raul, you said Bama?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Clemson at FSU. Give me Clemson. I think this is going to be a blowout because I think Clemson has like an agenda against FSU for some reason, dating back to the COVID year. I believe FSU didn't want to play Clemson or something to that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Clemson and blowout.
Their lawsuit against the ACC has been the biggest or worst decision of their life. They're getting karma, and Clemson is going to beat them by 30 plus points. And they don't have DJ, so
True.
Actually that plays to their advantage, I guess.
All right.
Utah
Next.
State.
Oh, yep.
Utah State,
Yeah, so-
Boise State.
Oh, yeah.
B. Jones, did you go?
Yeah, did you go Clemson, right, B. Jones?
Yeah, it's Clemson.
Okay, that's what I
Okay.
thought. Okay. Utah State at Boise State. Spread is 27. They're going to cover, and that running back's just going to continue to break tackles. That kid's a beast. So
Same thing, Gunner.
He's going to have a career day.
Yeah, I think he's going to have over 200 yards rushing. He's going to rush for like 3-4 touchdowns.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. All right, we only got 4 games, so hang in there, boys. Tennessee at Arkansas. Spread is 13. Give me Tennessee.
I'll go Arkansas covers, but
Oh,
loses a game.
I don't think Arkansas will cover. Yeah, gonna say Tennessee.
I think Tennessee covers. I think they'll win by 21.
Okay, perfect. The big surprise, in my opinion, even though it's their first road game, 10th ranked Michigan at Washington. The spread is 2.5. Washington. Give me Michigan.
That plays into this question from Tina. Do Michigan and Ohio State only have home games? That answers your question there, Tina. They play at Washington.
For the first time. They finally
The
play.
first time in the season, though. So she's right.
Week 6, and they finally got a road game.
Give me Michigan on this game.
That's insane. It's week 6 already.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. It's going by fast for sure. You said Michigan, Rose?
Yeah.
Okay, since Rose said Michigan, I'm gonna go opposite of him because he's never right. No, I honestly think that Washington may be able to pull off an upset, man.
Which
Their
hurts
first
us, but I'm actually picking an upset as well.
Okay.
Because they got lucky with Michigan or Minnesota with the offsides penalty.
Yeah, they're finally not going to have any home cooking, so we'll see what they look like on the road.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
All right, 2 more guys. Baylor at Iowa State, 16th ranked. Iowa State is spread is 12. Give me Iowa State. They've been looking really good.
man,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Aranda. But
Iowa State.
Last. Yep.
Iowa State.
All right, and then the last one. I know you guys have been waiting for this one. College game day will be there. Woke versus Coke. They've been saying 8th ranked Miami at California.
What the fuck?
Give me Miami in this game.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Miami as well, man.
Yeah, I'll go Miami as well to cover as well.
Not so fast. I'm going with Cal. Like they're not going to escape this time. They're not going to escape the Hail Mary this time. No, I think Cal covers, but I don't think they win. But I hope Cal wins.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully everyone that's been watching, hopefully you guys created your parlay, and hopefully you guys win all those games.
Who the
Kim
hell
Jong is
are
mad at you. Who is he mad at? Is he you have failed your leader?
I am so confused right now.
That's-
Hi.
So apparently you're North Korean now.
Give me Woken versus.
All right. Any final thoughts, guys, before we head out of here?
Hit that like button, subscribe, share,
Members.
and new video for the Bear Alexander saga. With
He who shall not be named.
You guys know who I'm talking about, guys. So
He shall not be named.
Yeah, they're number 90.
Apologize or be
Or
destroyed.
be destroyed.
Negative.
I just want to know who he's talking. Oh, he's talking. Is he talking to BC?
He's getting trolled. He licks you, champ.
I am so confused. I'm a
I'm so
little.
confused, then.
I'm a
I
little.
won't be surprised if this is somehow Ken. You know, just saying.
He got a burner.
And as a burner account. Oh god, you're making me a little uncomfortable. Pac 12.
right on, Anthony James. All right, fellas. Fight on.
Wrap it up for us.
All right, guys. Well,
See you guys Sunday.
I'll be at the game, so hopefully I can get on TV and I'll try to make a sign for the Light the Torch podcast, but we'll see if that happens. But yeah, any last words, guys?
Can't wait for Saturday.
I am so concerned right now.
Pittsburgh. Can't wait.
Fight on, fellas.
I might have to block you. Okay. Bye, guys. Fight on, guys.